Einulindale, but I don't fucking know.
Alright, let's see.
I don't speak fucking
That's
Elvish.
Einulindal.
Alright.
What it is.
Alright, we are now recording.
Oh,
So,
okay.
You with all your Simarillion, book by J. R. Tolkien.
Double R.
Are you on what is it, Jonathan?
No.
John
it's
Ronald
all
Rowell.
good. Tolkien. I can work with Tolkien.
What do you prefer, Tolkien?
I prefer Tolkien, but that's irrelevant.
Tolkier, if you're being French.
No, because it's not an R at the end. It wouldn't be Tolkien. I'm just put it. It ends with an N. If it ended with an R, it'd be Tolkier, but it's not, and he's.
It'd be a verb if it was German.
It would be a verb if there was an R at the end.
This is really relevant to.
It is totally.
Alright, so should we start with a bit of a?
What is Tolkien? What is Silmarillion?
What is
a Silmarillion?
What is it? Well, what is a Silmarillion? We might have to wait to cover that until we actually start getting into the post creation lore.
Man. So hi, Lore Master Asa here. He's got his.
I'm sure.
You're Lore Master Asa.
Okay.
Congratulations.
We will begin. You shall begin this
elected.
reading session in Alunidale.
So are we going to start just straight off the bat Bible style, or are we going to give a little bit of background?
This is the Bible, by the way.
It's the Lord of the Rings Bible.
It might as well be.
It's true. It's true.
We are not alone, people. Now then, we shall. Now we're all. I'm starting. I'm getting right into it. I'm not bothering with the preface this time.
We're not going to talk about how he's in action of World War I, and he decided to write this.
No.
Random crap. No historical context. Just right off the bat?
We're totally not going to talk about how he started writing this in the trenches.
You're so eagle.
I'm so eagle.
You're so
the
You're so
eagle.
eagle. You're so eagle.
Pretty sure it's eager.
No, it's eagle.
All right, now we will be. We'll switch
Go
off
ahead.
narrating duties every paragraph. Now I think
Every paragraph. How about we do page per person?
Okay, page per person. All right. We shall begin with the Anudale. And that's what I'm calling it. That's what I'm calling it, Asa.
Einulindale.
Anulindale. It sounds like like a. I'm saying it sounds like a song that no one knows the lyrics to. The music.
Okay.
The music of Anu.
Ainur.
Okay, who's
Ainur.
Ainur. What?
You go first.
All right, I'll go first. There was Aru, the one who in Arda is called Iluvatar, and he made first the Anu, the holy ones,
Ainur.
whatever, that were the offspring of his thought, and they were his thought babies. They were with him before aught else was made in his head. Because wouldn't that be a twist if all the Lord of the Rings is just like a Matrix style if the Iluvatar is just like in the Matrix?
How about we get through some of this and actually take it seriously?
And you know what, Asa? I was distracted by the thoughts of Iluvatar floating in a tank of medical.
All right, moving on.
And he spoke to them, propounding to them themes of music, and they sang before him, and he was glad.
You know what? How about I just sort of summarize what happens, because this is just basically Bible crap.
Yeah.
Let's just sort of summarize what happens in this and get to the real stuff.
Get to the meat. What is the meat in your mind?
The meat is after. The meat starts at Valaquenta.
Is that like a prime rib or like a nice slice of bacon?
No, it's like tri-tip. All right. So.
What y'all don't like the?
Basically, he creates all the Ainur, which are basically like the angels.
Yes.
He doesn't give them
lesser gods.
He doesn't quite give. He doesn't even give them sight.
Yeah.
He doesn't give them sight. They only have hearing. So they sort of, with their musical voices, they make this music after he gives them a theme. And
the great theme, that's very important.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Melkor's like that one asshole that just has a triangle and just hitting it. I'm special. I make music.
So Melkor basically, he has he's been gifted the most power and knowledge. So he's like I'm powerful. So he keeps trying to introduce his own themes, which are sort of like, the bass in modern pop music, which is a 3-second loop. Anyway, so Iluvatar keeps getting sort of more and more pissed and keeps reintroducing it, and you'll actually see that this reflects itself in the wars and the introduction of new peoples in the actual story.
Yeah.
And
Iluvatar
basically, it seems to them that they're creating a world with the music, and they realize it's just a vision. So a lot of the most powerful Ainur who become the Valar descend into the world, and then the rest of them, like Gandalf, who's a lesser one, whose elvish name is Olorin, is a Maya, which are servants of it, of them. So they descend into where the world is, and they decide to they're going to create it based on the vision that they've seen.
But what about the actual creation of Arda?
Well, they are creating it from the vision that they've seen, and
But I thought they couldn't see.
well, he gives them sight. He gives them sight.
Oh,
I skipped over that. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Gosh,
that was kind of important.
lore master at work.
Okay,
It's kind of important though.
so we're
And,
skipping through book 1 of the Bible.
Book 1, Genesis can go to hell.
I'm just gonna make sure
ironically
I didn't skip over anything.
Are we going right to page?
Oh, all right. That's not really necessary. It just basically says Ulmo is the Lord of the Water, Manwe is the Lord of the Air, and basically the Lord of the Valar in general.
And then you got like the
And then Aule is the
lame
he's the
lord,
the Earth,
the
and
Lord
all
who
the
made the
metals.
Yeah.
And one of his servants is actually Sauron, so that's nice.
Is this when Melkor turns into you know who? I don't want to give it away, but
No, I mean,
comes later, right?
kind of.
kind of.
He's already no one's talking
I mean,
to him because he's like
Melkor's already messing with stuff. Like he's finding,
Yeah,
they're almost created water,
But
but
he
he's
hasn't,
freezing it because he's a little
brat.
little frustrated brat.
Little devil. But
Anyway.
he hasn't
All right.
taken on the other name yet.
All right,
Are we in the
Without revealing the
Valaquenta?
other.
not quite.
Nah, he's just
Um,
skimming the Bible.
I'm skimming the Bible still.
That's what everyone does. I'm just kidding. No one reads the Bible.
I analyzed
peruse
the
the
first
Bible.
chapter of Genesis once. Hashtag when your coach is an atheist and you have to explain to him everything.
I
It's
mean,
very interesting.
Granted, I mean, I've read the Bible and I wasn't.
So anyway, the Valar sort of take like a visual shape. They don't have to be in that shape, but they sort of clothe themselves in the image of the the children of Iluvatar, aka the elves and men, as they think they might look like, because they can't really wait for it to happen. And they're so excited for some reason. I don't know. And as they're building stuff, Melkor just keeps getting more jealous. So he just tears down what they're doing as they're building it. And
Sounds
so
like a toddler.
basically the world doesn't really get built the way that they imagined it, but it still happens eventually. And by this point, Melkor can't even create anything. He can only corrupt things, which is why you'll have,
Lift your elbow a bit because you're shaking the table.
I'm shaking the table. All right.
Now,
Melkor sounds like a toddler. I
Yeah.
mean, he's just like,
he's just
he
he
sees
was
the
supposed
sandcastle
he
on
was
the beach
supposed to
and
be
just
a
kicks
Satan
it.
analogy, but now he just sounds like he just sounds like a special kid, like the kid you had to go to the birthday party of.
All right, but yeah. Anyway, at this point, he can only corrupt the creations of others. So, like elves, he can create orcs, or Ents would be trolls. Yeah. All right.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, granted, all
So-
the monsters in the universe are basically just Melkor's failed attempts to recreate.
Now
other-
that we're done with that, you can start the naming. You can skip over the account of the Valar because we already addressed that.
Valaquenta
So start with of the Valar. Go ahead.
of the Valar on which page? Which paragraph?
Page 25 at the bottom. So these are the
Okay,
the
of the
stronger of the Ainur who descended.
Okay, of the Valar, the great among these spirits, the elves name the Valar, the powers of Arda, and men have often called them gods. The lords of the Valar are 7, and the Valar, the queens of the Valar, the Valier, or the queens of the Valar, are 7 also. These were their names in Elvish tongue, as it was spoken in Valinor, though they have other names in the speech of the elves in Middle-earth, which there are many, and their names among men are manyfold. The names of the lords in due order are Manwe, Ulmo, Alue, Orome, Mandos, This is gonna be fun. Lorien and Tulkas.
I think you're trying too hard.
So basically, just let it go.
And
I mean, so we've already covered Manwë.
Manwë, Lord of Wind. Ulmo, Lord of the
water.
Sea.
Right. Aule is Lord of the earth.
Yeah.
Orome is basically the hunter, and he has his herds of animals.
Mandos
has the halls of waiting, which are where you go when you die before you, whatever race you are.
Before you know.
Lorien, basically, he's got some nice gardens.
Now that's like the only one that sounds like a normal name, like Lorien. Mm-hmm. Like I could go to like the 7-Eleven, I'd be served by a guy named Lorien. Like, hey, Lorien.
And then Tulkas is sort of, he doesn't really do much. He's just sort of he's the strong, smiley guy.
He's like the Eastern European guy who sells you white women.
All right, your turn. Keep going with
and the names of the queens are Varda, Yavanna, Nina. I remember there was something in the glossary about pronunciation.
I think it's like Niena, like an Enye.
Este, Vare, Vana, and Nessa.
All right. I'm not gonna explain those because I think they talk about the pairs.
They're just wives.
They're just wives.
Doing the cooking. One does the air cooking.
Literally placing all the stars in the sky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melkor is counted no longer among the Valar because he's a little twat. And his name is not spoken upon Earth because we don't even want to give him the satisfaction.
I didn't know we were going British. What's a very British insult?
Are we going to going to rotate? We're going to rotate?
Yes, sure, go ahead.
Or you want to go?
You know what?
I can read it.
You want this to be the accent session? You want to start speaking in some fancy tongues?
You go ahead. but try to speak normally.
Okay.
And
pronounce these.
All right.
Don't speak like Joseph is.
Oh my gosh, shut up, Jonathan.
You're sure you're recording, man? Because this would be a waste of time.
Yeah, I am recording.
I don't know. I think this is a very fruitful conversation that we're having.
Yeah, we're feeling.
Oh,
closer.
you're being enlightened.
We're being brought closer together. The more I dislike you, Jonathan, because you make fun of my voice.
I thought that was me. Whatever. Mm-hmm. All right.
Manwë. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Manwë.
And Melkor.
All right.
Melkor.
All right.
Melkor were brethren in the thought of Iluvatar. The mightiest. Iluvatar. Sorry.
That's a fun part.
This is the French. This is the French.
Are you doing that on purpose? Or?
No, it's the French.
Because Melkor, that sounds like some kind of what a hick calls someone who milks a cow. Like, let's
try to make some progress here.
Yeah. Iluvatar. Sorry, the French is coming through. Iluvatar. The mightiest of those Ainur who came into the world was in his beginning Melkor. But Manwë is dearest to Iluvatar and understands most clearly his purposes. He was appointed to be, in the fullness of time, the first of all kings, lord of the realm of Arda, and ruler of all that dwell therein. In Arda, his delight is in the winds and the clouds and in all the regions of the air, from the heights to the depths, from the utmost borders of the Vale of Arda to the breezes that blow in the grass.
Man, what is this? Is this a play?
I think it's a drug analogy, but anyway.
Okay.
Sulimo, he is surnamed Lord of the Breath of Arda. All swift birds, strong of wing, he loves, and they come and go at his bidding. With Manwë dwells Varda, Lady of the Stars, who knows all the regions of Ea. Too great is her beauty to be declared in the words of men or of elves, for the light of Iluvatar lives still in her face. In light is her power and her joy. Out of the deeps of Ea she came to the aid of Manwë, for Melkor she knew from before the making of the music, and rejected him. And he hated her, and feared her more than all others whom Eru made.
Which is why in the Lord of the Rings itself, a lot of the creatures will fear, like, starlight.
That actually makes sense. Okay. Where was I? Manwë and Varda are seldom parted, and they remain in Valinor. Their halls are above the everlasting snow upon Oilus. Oilase, the uttermost tower of Tanaquil, tallest of all the mountains upon earth.
I think it's Tanaquil, although I'm not sure. It sounds sort of like a Mayan pronunciation, you know?
Tanaqueto, that sounds like right.
Tenaquito. Okay. Tallest of all the mountains upon earth. When Manwë there ascends his throne and looks forth, if Varda is beside him, he sees further than all other eyes, through mist and through darkness, and over the leagues of the sea. This is a really nice romance story. This is kind of cute. And if Manwë...
Even though they're like beings of extra universal energy.
Yeah, no one cares. They're still in love. You do you. And if Manwë is with her...
Hashtag love wins. Hashtag star love matters.
And if Manwë is with her, Varda hears more clearly than all other ears the sound of voices that cry from east to west, from the hills and the valleys, and from the dark places that Melkor has made upon earth. Of all the great ones who dwell in this world, the elves hold Varda most in reverence and love. Elbereth, they named her, and they call upon her name out of the shadows of Middle-earth, and uplift it in song at the rising of the stars.
Oh, I can take over if you want.
Okay, you can take over. You're better at pronouncing things.
Let's see, where are we? So,
we
have Manwë and Varda. When they're on the mountain together, they can see and hear everything, circumventing all barriers that might normally exist. Alright. Ulmo is the lord of the waters. He is alone. He dwells nowhere long, but moves as he will in all the deep waters about the earth, or under the earth, because in this sort of flat earth situation,
There's some water.
there's
under
like
the earth.
massive caverns and water under the earth, so he actually has one of the largest domains.
Maybe technically speaking, liquid metal counts.
Maybe, I don't know. That'd be debatable, but whatever. He's next in might to Manwë, and before Valinor was made, he was closest to him in friendship. But thereafter he went seldom to the councils of the Valar unless great matters were in debate. So there are a couple great events that we'll see where he is in attendance. For he kept all Arda in thought. He has no need of any resting place. Moreover, he does not love to walk upon the land, and will seldom clothe himself in a body after the manner of his peers. If the children of Eru beheld him, they were filled with a great dread, for the arising of the king of the sea was terrible, as a mounting wave that strives to the land, with dark helm foam-crested, and raiment of mail shimmering from silver down into shadows of green. The trumpets of Manwë are loud, but Ulmo's voice is deep as the deeps of the ocean, which only he has seen. Nothingless, Ulmo loves both elves and men, and never abandoned them, not even when they lay under the wrath of the Valar.
He's a pan
Which you'll see
species.
when the Noldor refuse to restore the trees, and spoilers. Alright. At times he will come unseen to the shores of Middle-earth, or pass far inland up the firth of the sea, and there make music upon his great horns, the Ulamuri, that are wrought of white shell, and those to whom that music comes hear it ever after in their hearts, and longing for the sea never leaves them again. Which is why if a lot of, especially like elves of Noldoran descent, or even like Lake Wendy, like Legolas is a green elf.
So he's kind of like a siren. You know?
Yeah,
he
sort of like that.
And everyone's
But
like,
less murderous and deadly.
Yeah. You know,
But
he doesn't eat
mostly,
people.
Ulmo speaks to those who dwell in Middle-earth with voices that are heard only as the music of water. For all seas, lakes, rivers, fountains, and springs are in his government, so that the elves say that the spirit of Ulmo runs in all the veins of the world. Thus news comes to Ulmo even in the deeps of all the needs and griefs of Arda, which otherwise would be hidden from Manwë.
Would you say Ulmo's like government's like a representative democracy, or more like a absolute totalitarian autocracy, or?
I think I don't think that's what government meant in that situation.
Yeah,
but-
I know. I'm just applying definitions here to create a deliberately confusing situation.
I'd say a collective hive mind.
Yeah.
Alright.
My favorite.
Alright, you can go ahead if you like.
Alue has might
Alue.
little less than Ulmo.
Yeah,
His
you
lordship
could you
is over all the substance.
could you tone it down a bit?
Others made. In the beginning, he wrought rich in fellowship with Manwë and Ulmo, and the fashioning of all lands was his labor. He is a smith and a master of all crafts, and he delights in works of skill, however small, as much as in the mighty building of old. His are gems that lie deep in earth, and gold that is fair in land, no less than the waters of the mountains and the basins of the sea. The Noldor learned most of
I think people might be having trouble understanding.
What accent is this?
I think it was
So okay.
Simarillion.
So are you doing this just because you have problems, or because you don't want to read through this part of the story?
No. I mean, I'm doing it because I wanted to splice it up because it's just narration. Anyway, so just in case you didn't catch that, Alue is
Aule.
Aule is
The Earth guy.
yeah, he's the Earth guy.
He put some diamonds in the ground.
The Noldor learned most of him, and he was ever their friend. Melkor was jealous of him. What isn't he jealous of? For Alue was most like himself in thought and in powers, and there was long strife between them, in which Melkor ever marred or undid the works of Alue. And
Aule.
Aule. You don't need to keep correcting me, so I know how to pronounce it. Aule. And Aule grew weary in repairing the tumults and disorders of Melkor. Both also desired to make things of their own that should be new and unthought of by others, and delighted in the praise of their skill. But Aule remained faithful to Eru, and submitted all that he did to his will, and he did not envy the works of others, but sought and gave counsel, whereas Melkor spent his spirit in envy and hate, the little tot, until at last he could make nothing save in mockery of the thought of others, and all their works he destroyed if he could.
Tony,
All right.
little toddler, like
So,
on a beach, just kicking all the sandcastles.
Seeing as you guys are the one of some of the
Blacks.
you're I don't know. That's sort of what I was going for.
I've
would
read
you
this book
would you
once.
rather continue through the sort of setup area or continue with the summarization sort of thing?
Well, let's see here. We got a little bit to go here before we get to like the main story. So.
But yeah, the Quintus Silmarillion is really when the action begins.
Yeah.
I mean, depending what you consider action, if you're not really into this kind of.
I mean, we are just kind of just going through all the different allure and whatnot.
Basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
setting
That's
up.
the spring of artists. So that's when stuff gets interesting. All right.
Oh, that's cool.
So what do you say?
Okay, so
Well-
you want to just like give us a? Let's just get a. We're running out of
Yeah.
time here, so let's just get a quick rundown of the remaining.
All right. So that way we'll be able to
Underwear.
start with Quintus Silmarillion when we get back.
Tell us, teacher Asa.
All right. So.
Lore Master,
Anyway,
Lorax, Asa.
the Noldor learn most of Aule, which is they're very good at crafting gems and stuff, and the Noldor are basically the group that we're going to be hearing most about all the way at least until the end of the first stage, which is when most like you're basically done with the book by the time you're done with the first stage.
Yeah.
So
That I remember.
anyway,
That's about it.
spend his spirit and envy. All right, so we got that. Spouse of Aule is Yavanna. She's basically trees and life and embodiment of that.
Wait, hold on. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, so she's basically like Varda's number 1, she's number 2 for the Queens of the Valar. And due to her many forms, she can sort of take a form of a tree or whatever she wants because, I don't know, she's a god or whatever. Alright. And then, don't really need to talk about the different names because there's way too many.
Yeah, I think that's all the important ones.
Mondos and Lorien are brothers, and we discussed what they do.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're just
Alright.
the halls of waiting and whatnot.
And Irmo, who's also named Lorien. He's master of visions and stuff. And he has fountains and gardens and his... Yeah. So, and basically for the lesser Valar, we don't need to talk too much about them because they'll kind of be addressed as we go. And Yenna dwells alone. She has... she was actually... Gandalf was one of her servants until he went across the sea.
Forgot about that. Gandalf is so
So we're good there. She cries a lot because she mourns for the sad, alone people because she's forever alone.
Oh.
And then Tulkas is, again, he's basically the strong, smiling guy.
Yeah.
And he's the rival in combat of Melkor.
Tulkas will be the one who speaks with an Indian accent. He'll be the taxi cab driver.
Orome is one of our last remaining like major Valar, and he's the hunter, and he has herds of creatures that he draws through his forests. Let's see. So
Anyone else that we need to know about?
and another thing that Orome would do is he trains his servants and beasts to pursue the evil creatures of Melkor. So while they're all still in Middle Earth and not separate on Aman, he hunts the creatures that Melkor's corrupted. So we'll hear about that as well.
Cool. Good for him.
So that is all we need for that. And we can move on to of the Maiar, who are the servants, as we discussed, of the Valor. Yeah, we're gonna speed up here.
Speed up here. We got
It's like only 2 pages.
2 minutes.
Let's. I think Ose is how you pronounce it. He's pretty crucial to the beginning of the next book. So he's sort of the lords of the coasts and the seas there of Middle Earth itself. So he's sort of like a servant. He's a servant to Ulmo. Melkor hates the sea. And let's see, onwards. Because we are running out of time, we want to be done with this, so.
Melkor hates the sea because he
Melian.
cannot subdue it.
Melian is also a very important character. She's a servant of Vanna and Este. And she'll play a part with a lot of the elves. And then Olorin, wisest of the Maiar, who is also known as Gandalf. So he doesn't have a huge part in the Silmarillion, but, you know,
They
his
name
background.
dropped him.
Yep, they name dropped him.
For those of you who know Lord of the Rings.
All right, well,
Those of you
we'll
who
pick
want-
up
Very
on our way.
important.
We'll
Those of
pick
you
up
who want to
next
check
time.
out the sequel next time, begin with the Anudale.
I don't
And that's what I'm calling it. That's what I'm calling it, Asa.